Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. Today we have here Boards of the Fallen on my desktop. I'm going to show you the settings that we are going to see the video. So it's actually ice settings, and you can see some frame rate going below the 30s. This happens while recording. Without recording, you can wait for the end of the video or just press the red square near all the stats about the PC on the top left corner. Alright, and you see all the frame rates that I got without recording on the high and medium presets, as long as all the settings, VRAM, CPU usage and everything. So, but by now, I hope you enjoyed the gameplay that you're going to see next about Boards of the Fallen in the outside, which is demanding, and see you soon. Hope you enjoy it.
Soon after banishing the god, the three men that were known as the Judges parted ways forever. Apart from their common goal, they were very different in every possible way. Three statues were built for them on the square of the Judges, displaying the distinct paths they had taken. These statues hold a secret as if it were their heart, but it is retained by the stone. Only the Shard of Heroes could make that heartbeat, and only an unearthly force could tear it out.
What exactly were the Lords? They wielded power beyond our understanding. They fought fiercely and they blindly followed the god. Anyone who tried to talk to them, reason with them, failed. The Lords did not come to discussion. They came to serve their purpose. To lead the Rogar army against the humans.
Help me. Help me, please. Open the gate. You, help me, please.
What happened to your hand?
Spider venom. It burns like Adir himself touched it.
Rip the wound and suck the poison out.
Too late. It already spread.
There's only one way to stop the venom. Separate the poisoned limb from the body.
You want me to cut my arm off? You're a madman.
You'll see the judges soon then.
I can't. I won't. It's in your hands.
All right. On your head be it.
Thank you. I owe my life to you, stranger. Wait. You're not one of the monastics. The markings on your face.
A gift from the court. A reminder of my sins.
Please, put the axe down now.
You need someone to patch you up. You won't hold long in this state.
I am the healer monk here. And yes, I see the irony of the situation.
You must have supplies.
I do. They're in the laboratory, but the place is full of Rogar beasts. It's no use. I won't make it there in this condition.
Here, take this one.
So welcome now to the benchmark section of the video. So as you can see on the eye settings, we got an average of 33. Looking for the graphic, we can see that most of the time the frame rate it's just right up the 30 frames per second. Well, if we play Dark Souls 1 near the 30 frames per second, or walk to 30 frames per second, I mean. So this is pretty much the same experience, but the only problem is that now we have some drops in these settings. The game actually features too a very high setting, but the problem with that settings is that it's much more demanding and this PC can't pack a punch for that. Looking for the median settings, well, it seems to be running pretty much smooth. That's for sure, but the problem is my CPU can't handle it. So what I wanted to say is that I have a bottleneck on the MIDI preset that comes from 0 to 20% of bottleneck. So if you have a better CPU than mine, you're probably going to get a boost of a maximum of 20% comparing to the results that I have on the median settings. So let's see the other stats. So let's check other stats about the performance. So VRAM usage on median settings I saw 1.2 gigabytes, and on the high settings I saw 1.5. The major difference was on the textures and the shadows and the geometry too between the two settings. But what I noticed the most, beside of a little bit more pixelated shadows, was really the textures of the monk that we chopped his arm off his body. That one on median settings with the textures on median, oh, it was awful. It seemed like a pixelated texture from PlayStation 2 games, something like that. RAM usage, I saw some differences too between the median settings and the high settings. On median I saw 6 gigabytes of RAM usage. On the high settings I saw 6.7 gigabytes of RAM usage. On CPU usage, well, running on median settings caused the CPU to go all the way up to its limits. I saw CPU usage between 80% to 99% or 100, because since we were delivering or having more frames per second, the CPU needed to work more too. And with that, the CPU was causing the bottleneck as long as it was reaching a much higher percentage of usage and getting my big room a very nice and warm feeling ambience. So the temperature was rising in here a lot because of the CPU was getting to its limits. Although running on high settings, the CPU usage was between the 60% and the 80s. That's because the limitation was no longer the CPU, but it was the GPU. So the GPU was getting all the work to its it was putting the graphic card on its knees, and the CPU usage was doing something like, oh, let's wait for the graphic card, let's wait for the graphic card, let's wait for the graphic card. And so it was like that. So the CPU didn't needed to work that much in order to deliver those 30 frame rates that I was getting on the high settings. And GPU usage, well, that is like I explained. On the high settings I got GPU usage of 98 to 100%, and on the median settings I was getting 80% to 100%. So outside it's much more demanding to the CPU than inside. So I'm not sure how the hell the maps will be on the future in this game, on front, I mean more forward, but I don't know. This is the sets that I got outside, which many people claims that is demanding. So I hope you enjoyed this gameplay and benchmark. So if you want to check much more videos of this, I will continue to benchmark these games. You're gonna expect next the Submerged, an indie game using Unreal Engine 4, and the old Battlefield Hardline. So guys, again, and girls, hope you enjoy it, and see you soon.